Hello, this is Tom for Tabletop Tap Room. Today, is WotC's 5e ready for Dark Sun? Spoiler, absolutely not. See, I've been thinking about Wizards of the Coast trying to revive Dark Sun, and I'm worried about them doing it because the modern design philosophy of 5th edition is fundamentally incompatible with the brutal sands of Athos. Let us discuss it today on the Tap Room. Before we get too deep, let me just say thanks for watching the video, and don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. And today we're talking the incompatibility of 5e as it stands with Dark Sun. So first off, we need to be honest about what 5e is. It's a superhero simulator. 5e characters are built like absolute tanks out of the gate, and in Dark Sun, you start at level 3. You're basically a demigod. Okay, how do you run a setting famous for its meat grinder lethality when the core system makes character death a near impossibility? Between 5e's generous death saving throws, the fact that a single point of healing instantly yanks you back into the fight with Revivify, the stakes vanish. In classic Dark Sun, you needed a character tree with 4 backup heroes just so you could survive the weekend. In 5e, you need an act of God just to actually kill a PC. And if nobody can die, it's not Dark Sun. It's Forgotten Realms with a sunburn. But let's look past the mechanics for a second. Let's talk about the logistics of our hobby. WotC itself has openly admitted that the biggest bottleneck in D&D right now is the shortage of dungeon masters. So I have to ask, is it wise for them to promote a setting that adds a mountain of extra pressure on a DM, on the DM's experience? Think about what it takes to run Althus. As a 5e DM, you can't just open a monster manual. You have to track defiling magic, preserving magic. You got to manage the brutal survival mechanics in the system where Goodberry would completely break the survival economy. You have to enforce weapon degradation because metal doesn't exist. And every single NPC and monster needs psionics rules. WotC is struggling to get people to DM basic high fantasy adventures, and their brilliant solution is to drop an apocalyptic, resource-scarce, mechanically bloated setting into the lap of an already exhausted DM base. That's a recipe for catastrophic burnout. Next, we're going to need support groups for burned out DMs. If WotC wants to bring back Dark Sun, they can't just slap a fresh coat of paint on 5e's superhero chassis. They need to fundamentally rebuild the core rules to allow for true grit and danger, or they need to accept that some classics are better left in the vault. But hey, that's my take. Would you actually trust 5e to deliver a real Dark Sun experience? Or are you keeping your campaign in the 1990s? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget that like, subscribe, and bell icon. And I'll see you in the next one.